Hey everyone, welcome to Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
No, I'm Robbie.
And we have a special bonus episode for you this week. We're going to wrap up Stranger Things. Robbie's finally seen the final
Finally.
3 episodes. And we're also...
Hey, I was watching the crap out of it.
And I finally watched the first 3 episodes of Obi-Wan. So, but how about we just do Stranger Things first, just because... it's probably it's the older of the two, and let's just wrap it up and let's finish one, then we'll start one fresh. So, Stranger Things, how'd you feel about that Vecna twist there, Rob?
Oh yeah, I didn't see that coming. As soon as that guy used his powers, I was like, oh shit! What?
Yeah, I found out I discovered it like 10 seconds before they showed it.
Well,
Then he shows the tattoo.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was Vecna, but I didn't know how he could be because I realized Vecna was alive in the 50s, but then when it showed him as a kid, I was like, oh, he was the son. I thought the son died. So, isn't that what?
Yeah, because he said something was bad, something went wrong with number one or something of the sort.
No.
But he was number one.
No. His dad, his actual dad, the one.
Oh well, I was talking about one of the little flashback things.
Yeah, but not Dr. Brenner. I'm talking about Victor Creel. Like in the prison, he said his son died. That's why I was surprised to see that.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
that was weird. Like that was the only way they could have written that. I'm okay with that. Like as critical of writing as I am, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, you use your powers to hurt because it looked like he died. We thought the son was dead, so you couldn't possibly rule him a suspect. But it turns out he just passed out.
Where are all these kids coming from?
Well, I think he's like taking their blood
he's kidnapping them.
He's making it happen.
Yeah, no, he's stealing them from. He's like kidnapping them from like across the country.
Why are they?
Well, no.
Why are these babies popping?
The first season, his mom Eleven's mom took part in like experiment in college to take like psychotropic drugs, and like the people who took those drugs gave birth to kids with powers. And I'm guessing they made those drugs out of one's blood, maybe, or DNA. That's what I'm guessing. I'm trying to remember the first season. I haven't seen it since 2013, but that's what happened, right? Eleven's mom was like taking drugs in like college, and then she gave birth to 11. And they took 11 from her.
And they took 11 from her, yeah.
So I'm guessing like, all the kids in the Hawkins lab are like made from his DNA. That's what I'm guessing. That wasn't like explicitly stated, but that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm.
Okay.
Because he's like, I guess he's like just naturally psychic, but I guess 11, like, she was like made by science.
Yeah. Oh, this is kind of loosely based off of the real CIA program that they did, MK Ultra.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like LSD and that sort of stuff. But there's like another. There's like a ton of conspiracy theories out there about the government, having psychic spies and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, there's documented evidence that came out that the government did fund like that program for 20 years. So whether or not we're still doing it, the mini-stair goats, remote viewing is pretty popular. I mean, that's kind of what she's doing, except she just like remote views people in the upside down, or at least has in previous seasons.
Yeah. So I'm surprised it's gonna be like another season after this one, after they beat Vecna. Because I thought this seems like
they beat Vecna?
Well,
maybe we get Empire Strikes Back.
I'm guessing 11's gonna be like is gonna face Vecna again, or Henry Creel, whatever he's called. Apparently, he's like another name called Peter Ballard. I read that like online. I never heard he was called that. He was just like the orderly. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't hear that either.
But apparently he has another name called Peter Ballard, but he was never called that. So, so I like the twist. I think I knew ahead of time that the actor was going to play Vecna. I couldn't tell any of the prosthetics, but I think I accidentally spoiled it for myself. So I knew the actor was going to become Vecna. I just didn't know how. Oh, okay. And I didn't know if he was going to travel in time, because I thought Vecna was already Vecna in the 50s. But apparently, Vecna didn't become Vecna until like 1979. So, and what year did he kill his parents or his sister? in Mother. Is that 1959?
Ooh,
I think so.
Okay, so we would have been like, he's like 28
right.
then, because he was like 8 years old when they died. So that's like 20 years later. So he'd be like 28. Okay. Yeah. So that was like the biggest storyline. I mean, probably like my only issue. Didn't ruin the episode, but it was a major exposition avalanche in the final episode. Just like him going over like how he killed his family as a kid, and
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, they throw a lot at you on that scene.
So a lot like in the Loki episode, the last episode, like they couldn't really think of a way to. They didn't want to spoil it in early episodes. They just like dump everything in the last episode. So
yeah. But now, interestingly, this isn't the last episode though.
True, it's the mid-season finale or whatever. But
so I wonder if there's just way more exposition to spread out over the next 2 movies. Their episodes.
I mean, it's pretty much.
That's what I'm asking.
Find out how he became Vecna. He just like fell through and just got struck by lightning a bunch of times.
That was the only part of the CGI I really wasn't a big fan of. It was him
getting
struck by lightning. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
I was kind of hoping like he was gonna like meet the Mind Flayer, and the Mind Flayer was just gonna like. He's like, I thought it was gonna be like Gollum. He was gonna slowly become more and more like Vecna. But it's kind of like no, he just gets struck by lightning. Boom, he's Vecna.
Do you think the Mind Flayer was? Now we can talk about it since Robbie's seen it. Finally,
yeah.
Is the Vecna and the Mind Flayer? Are they part of the same like hive mind entity? Or are they just like best friends, like different characters?
Well, okay, I guess there is some more exposition we need. I'm guessing like because like Dustin said that he's the Mind Flayer's 5-star general. So basically, the Mind Flayer is still the one in charge, but he's like working for the Mind Flayer. Or maybe did 11, I don't know, 11 didn't kill the Mind Flayer. She just killed his physical body in season 3. So
maybe that's what season 5 is going to be about, is finally killing the Mind
So.
Flayer.
Like, how can you kill him? Because he doesn't have a body. But, I mean, I hope they bring another new monster in or something.
I was going to say, I think it'd be really shitty if they didn't face a dragon in Stranger Things, since it's based on Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I think maybe it'd be too on the nose, or maybe just the perfect amount of fan service for them in the last season.
Or maybe a monster that's not part of the Upside Down, maybe. I mean, that would probably be controversial, but I think it's just like, I mean,
this sounds like you're opening up a spin-off series, which I'm not opposed to. If I got 10 more years of high quality Stranger Things after this season, I am all on board.
I mean, I like that Vecna's different. I guess there's Bat Things or new monsters, even though they're just like Demogorgons.
Oh yeah, just sucking on them.
Yeah, where were those previous seasons?
Yeah, so another monster. Hopefully in season 5, a new one. I guess the Mind Flayer's got to come back in some shape or form. They got to bring 8 back / Kali. People are gonna bitch, but they have to like bring back that storyline in some way.
Where was she? How did she avoid the massacre?
Well, she left. Remember, she left before that all happened.
Oh, okay, that's right. It's been a hot minute.
So, try to think of the other storylines. So, yeah, because
Rob, what you got for us?
Oh yeah, I was just going down as I was watching them, some notes here and there, like when they find the clock in the mansion because they had to break into the mansion.
Has that clock turned into anything important yet?
It doesn't really seem.
Have I missed the imagery? Like we've seen it a lot. The victims all see it before, but is that like just like a corny "their time's running out" kind of thing?
That was my first guess. Was like you're running out of time or some kind of time thing.
I was like, that's cheesy.
I couldn't. And then the only other thing was it was part of his family's. It was in his house. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, we don't see other pieces. That's what I'm hoping. Like maybe the last 2 episodes will kind of explain like the significance of the clock, or they just might not. It might just be like a weird thing.
Oh, and apparently in between, while they were in the mansion, they cut over to the plane karate fight. Because you find out.
Right, I was telling. What I tell you?
Awesome.
It was so good. I was so hyped. I was bummed you hadn't seen it yet.
Oh man, yeah, he was.
Murray doing karate is my favorite. Yeah, Murray's like one of my favorite things about season 4.
He finds out just no one can touch him.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best breakout characters in the show. I guess besides Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Oh yeah.
or like Steve definitely redeemed himself after season 1, but yeah, I think Murray definitely like broke out as like a supporting character in season 2, and then like a much bigger character in season 3, and now like a main character in season 4. So yeah,
Steve finally won a fight.
Yeah, I hope they actually show how they escaped the prison, because they still haven't escaped the prison yet. They're just reunited.
Yeah, they just met up.
I'm just worried like the next scene could be like them on a plane back to America. It's like, wait, we skipped a lot of stuff. So they don't have a plane to get back. The plane crashed. I guess they gotta like go to an airport and like force Yuri to fly them back home. So yeah, but what y'all think of that Demogorgon fight scene in the last episode? That he like tore them up. It's like, how did the kids freaking survive in season 1 if they can move that fast and kill like all those grown men?
Yeah.
And like under like how the hell did they survive season 1?
They didn't have any.
When he was talking about their just fattening them up for their last meal.
Yeah, because that was a pretty brutal scene, and like, why didn't he kill Will?
Isn't that just like an amazing like difference of like analysis and opinions? Like, this guy over here is like eating and drinking and having a great time. He's like, yeah, like the Russians, they want a good show, so they're filling us up with calories for our fight tomorrow. And then Hop's just like, you stupid son of a bitch, they're fattening us up one last time before we die.
And he was right.
Hey, why not enjoy it?
Hey, speaking of enjoying things.
Oh, and he just throws in, enjoy.
Just enjoy.
It is nice.
Oh yeah, and they go over to the track Agnes with the flashlights in the mansion. Remember
that was cool. I like what they did with the lights. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, then get over to Eleven's training.
I mean,
she starts going. She's kind of figuring out. When she first used her powers well, I guess that's what they're getting to.
Yeah, that was really interesting. It took me a second to figure out like what that machine was.
Yeah, it's all since she only needs a photograph. If she's seeing live footage that's recorded in front of her all the time, it's like she's just going through that memory.
It's the pin seed of the Stranger Things universe.
Yeah, it's the Minority Report
that only she can access.
Yeah, it did look like the thing in Minority Report. Like she's in the pool, she's got things stuck to her head.
I wish I could take a bath surrounded by 8 TVs at the same time.
Yeah, they get to the point where the whole town starts. Yeah.
Yes, Major, of your most tragic memories.
Doesn't have to be my tragic memories.
What's the jock's name who made that speech that got the town all hyped for everybody?
Yeah. Jason.
And had that one guy stand up. You think he's just walking out like, I'm getting out of here. And he just turns around. What are you all doing? You heard?
I know, right? That was good.
And yet that served no purpose because they never found the kids. Like they turned themselves into the police. So like, what was the whole point of that scene?
If nothing happens in the last
just to show
episodes.
how
well, I guess like now that Eddie's on the other side, back in like the real world, they could probably have a scene next season where like Jason finds them or the town finds them. They try to like lynch him or something like that.
It's also showing that Jock's ability, how socially to just connect with everybody.
Oh yeah, he's a good public speaker because like in the first episode, he was like talking to the whole school about for the pep rally. So yeah, he's a good public speaker, but I don't know, maybe he'll get possessed by. He's basically
he is the mind flayer.
Then they'd be doing the whole Billy thing again.
You remember Footloose, like John Lithgow's character, like he was like a preacher, he turned the whole town against dancing. I think that's kind of like what they're doing with him because each character is like based off a 80s movie character.
So turn the whole town against.
Yeah, so I think that's sort of like what he's based off of,
when Hopper and the guards start fighting, and you find out he did it for that lighter. He's like, was it worth it? And he was like, well,
yes.
This.
And then
they start busting out laughing. That was great.
What I love is that like he's just like at the end of like one episode or whatever, it's like him and the guard are sitting down and he's just like Hopper's like playing with the lighter, but just like flicking it on and off and just like watching the flame or whatever. Crazy. And then you fast forward to the next episode and then he's trying to light his spear on fire, and there's
Oh,
no
yeah,
more
yeah,
flame.
that was
And I was
awesome.
like, dumbass, you should have been playing with your fucking lighter the whole night before. Like, have you never heard of gas before?
And like, should they
Yeah.
all try to get freaking spears? Like, what? Didn't he like realize they would all freaking die unless they all had fire?
Yeah,
Like,
I
hey,
would have.
Hey, let's all put our let's all
Let's
put
He was
all
like,
have
hey, well, I'm staying
torches.
alive.
Plus, everyone has a torch, you have a better chance of fighting him off. So, but I guess if the guards would have seen it, but I don't know.
Did it seem a little too easy getting in a very secure prison?
Who like? Well, no, they had.
They
spoke
snuck
Russian,
in.
though.
Yeah, that really helped him.
And I would say they're probably.
And how he just like kind of connected to some of the guards.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, Murray did that in season 3. He
talking about
impersonated
getting
Russians
drinks with
pretty
him
well.
and stuff. Or that one guy who's like, "You are not." What's his name? Yuri. Was it?
Yeah. Oh, he was like,
You're not. And he just goes, I'm not.
Oh, he's just like, I heard he
you have
was.
a
I heard he had a
screw
screw loose.
You have several
screws loose.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
and he's just like,
I really
Good
kind
writing.
of realized
Very
kind of
tense.
how basically Murray did everything.
But just when he said, I'm not, I thought that would have given it away a little.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
I think Joyce did press the right button. Murray did kind of do everything. He speaks Russian. He's
a good MacGuffin.
He
knows
fought
black belt in karate.
He's
Very
basically
careful.
he's basically the Mary Sue of the Stranger Things. He can do anything the show needs him to do.
He's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he definitely
too.
broke through as was a breakout character. I already said it. So yeah, let's think about.
Well, and outside the show, he's a comedian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a show on Adult Swim called Eagle Heart. It was like sort of like a parody of Walker Texas Ranger, and he was like the sidekick in that. So I knew him from that. It was a pretty funny show. And I think he was in The Other Guys. Remember that movie with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell?
You mean one of the best movies of all time?
Yeah, he was like the husband of one of the characters, and he was like, "You might think I'm hairy because of this beard."
Oh yeah, he's like
sleep
with. He was like, "You can sleep with my wife." And he's like,
"You get back here and have sex."
You get back here and have sex with my wife. Such a great movie.
Hopefully he doesn't die.
Funny.
I hope he doesn't get killed in the last 2 episodes.
Speaking of Joyce, I watched a great little compilation video on YouTube. I wish I could give credit. I wish I could remember who it was. They were comparing Joyce over the first 3 seasons of Stranger Things, and it's like Stranger Things season 1 and 2, like Will's gone. It's like super dramatic acting, and then season 3, it's just like her like trying to figure out what magnets are and why the magnets are falling off.
Yeah,
that's
how
how
it all started.
how reduced her role was.
Basically, yeah, and she's like the top billed actress because she's like definitely the most well known.
Yeah.
Prior to the show starting, but yeah, I think they did struggle to find things to do for her, and they really didn't have a whole lot for to do this season except like her whole season's about getting
Topper. Yeah.
So it's
she's definitely failing the Bechdel test.
And it's really.
Do you think number 8 will come back?
Oh yeah, but it's really like the show's more about the kids now than it is about her. It always was about the kids.
I hope number 8 never shows up again. I know Forrest.
I disagree. They need to bring her back. They need to conclude that story.
Was she just like a short season 2 thing, and then they forget about it?
She was like in one episode or 2 episodes of season 2, I think, because like she was in the opening episode, and then she was in the main episode with 11. But they need to bring her back. Like people, I get that episode isn't the best, but I don't get why people like vitriolically hate it. Like they just don't like dislike it. They absolutely like this.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I don't think it deserves that much hate.
I didn't like it when it first came out, but on rewatching it's not too bad. But yeah, it's just stupid. It's just dumb. It was a back end. So Rod, the story behind that was it was a back end pilot. Netflix was trying to test if people liked episode or number 8, and then they would create a spin-off series based on it. But it turned
that was their main goal.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a back.
Not to bring her back in the show.
Right. Yeah. So like
they were trying to Walking Dead to Stranger Things, and
basically,
I'm glad they didn't.
Me too.
I'm glad Stranger Things is its own entity. There's no spin-offs. No prequels. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna do a prequel of some sort after they finish season 5. But let's just enjoy that Stranger Things is its own thing now. So what else? So what'd y'all think of the? The scene?
I went to Susie. Yeah, they go to Susie in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Because they got that number that was inside that pen.
A way to reinforce Mormon stereotypes of having literally 12 children.
Yeah.
In the same household.
And the chalkboard and the Jesus poster on the wall.
The actor girl.
Well, they never said that they were Mormon, but they're in Salt Lake City. There's like 12 kids in the house.
It's 100%. Yeah, very Christian conservative.
I wonder where the mom is. It would be funny if the mom's just taking a nap. It's not like she's not a single. Like father's not like a single father. Just like mom's just like, I'm burned out. I can't deal with it.
She's just like I'm so tired. She's probably just.
I gave birth to 12 people. I'm.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't have any pleasures.
How about when they were walking out there and it's like somebody messed with a skunk or something because they were just smoking in the back of that van.
They didn't know our thoughts about like
the older sister.
Yeah.
Doesn't that remind you of being like 12? Be like, man, what's that weird smell as you're driving down the road with like your
what's
parents?
That heavenly stench? You're like, that stench. What's that heavenly stench?
It's me.
Oh yeah, 11.
There are no more. We still
go back to 11 in the past and being bullied by the ones with powers, just shoving her around the room.
Oh yeah, and like she was like what 3 feet tall back then.
Yeah, jeez. It was just
like what 4?
I noticed they show the mirror every once in a while. Like she's supposed to be small, but she's acting in like her normal size.
Yeah.
I wonder if she had any. I wonder if the actress, what's her name, Millie Bobby Brown, was mad that she had to shave her head again.
Probably.
Oh, when she finally got some hair.
Yeah, I don't know.
That scream when she woke up and ran her hair through her hand, like it seemed that was a very.
I know. Can you make
probably?
I don't know. Maybe she was wearing a wig. I don't know. Or like
what if it was like her actual first? It was her actual first reaction after she got a haircut.
They just filmed it.
Now, don't touch it or anything. We want this legit. When you feel your hair.
Yeah, it must be weird. Like their parents were probably like back in like 2013, like it's fine, it'll grow back.
Them going to the lake because they think about Watergate is what he called it.
I loved it being called Watergate. That was
because it's a gate
80s,
in the water, you know.
I love the dynamic between Steve and Dustin. Like I shipped them so hard.
Oh yeah, he names everything, huh?
Yeah, dude, they're so good. And
from
Dustin's
the Demigorgon, the Demidogs. They're not
the
dogs,
Demidogs.
they're Demidogs.
Yeah, I didn't realize like Vecna, Mind Flayer, and Demogorgon were all actual
campaigns.
From
Vecna. Yeah, they're all D&D stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess D&D gave permission. I don't know what's his name. Gary Gygax gave him his blessing.
And one thing I was noticed since I was watching the episodes back to back, when they dove in the water with no oars and they
I think the oars were on the other side, Rob. I think that's like
just at the bottom of the lake.
That's something I don't think you should lose sleep over. I'm pretty sure.
I would lose sleep over it, but it's worth pointing out on the podcast.
It was a little thing to point out.
It's funny enough. There's nothing.
There's a boat on the other side, Rob. Wouldn't that stand to reason there may be oars on the other side too?
But in the middle of the lake, at the bottom of the lake,
and some nice
because
clean,
there's a boat there,
not
there would be
no
oars.
moss oars.
Yes, there was a boat there.
Nice clean oars.
What was the boat doing there?
I think that's a little too nitpicky.
Maybe I missed that. It's not a big deal. It was just something I wanted to.
It was a near perfect season.
I'm just going down my notes, and that was my note.
Her literal diary is in the Upside Down. I think it's not really a stretch to assume there might already be oars in the Upside Down.
In that case, why did they take?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I found it more funny than.
Yeah. Also, am I the only one? Like after they found out the diary and stuff, I was like, my initial thought was, we just kill all these monsters and then like open up a couple more of these portals, and then like we just eliminate traffic in Hawkins.
Wait, what?
Like, it's just another dimension. You can just travel through it, right? You can just go from door to door.
You can
just jump in there for your commute to work, and you can just skip all the traffic.
Oh, okay. I'm sure Hawkins doesn't have a whole lot of traffic, but
No, it doesn't. But
it was like
I'm just trying to find the positive. Trying to find the upside.
What's the biggest city? What's the biggest city in Indiana? Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Maybe if the upside down Indianapolis, that would be better. Like if you're like in the left, well, I guess I don't know. I guess Hawkins is a separate with Indianapolis, right?
Do you think the upside down is everywhere? Like, do you think they could just ride that bike?
I mean, that's just the upside down in Hawkins. I'm sure the upside down is for the entire Earth.
Yeah,
I'd imagine.
Yeah.
You just got to open up a portal in Indianapolis, and then you can drive all the way.
That's the only gate, or is it the only gate?
One of
then you open up one in Charlotte, and then like when you're trying to drive from Rock Hill,
just pop.
Just roll up your.
Well, you still got to go through the upside down.
Yeah, just watch out for the killer bats.
It doesn't teleport you. You still got to go through the upside down version.
Yeah,
you're just skipping traffic. Yeah, you're just skipping.
Oh, yeah.
The roads are abandoned. You just drive straight through. Like,
does that mean
half an hour instead of an hour and 15 minutes?
Will cars work? We know bikes work in the upside down.
Yeah,
you like your car through.
Well, there's oxygen in the upside down, so I'd imagine there's like ice, like
but like
engines.
Apparently, there's no water.
It wasn't the upside down toxic in season 1.
Does that
like Dr.
for everything?
Dr. Brennan literally said, "Don't breathe the air; it's toxic." They had to wear masks when they went in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of radiation. That's a good point.
They seem to be kind of half and half if they wear the mask or not out there.
But they had like no protection in season 4. I guess they're just like, it'll be fine.
I mean, we've all lived through a pandemic. We've seen how little people care about PPE after 4 seasons.
It might be like
the first year.
Tired of hearing wear your mask.
Right, the first year you don't know what the upside down is. You're confused. You're scared. You don't know what it is, so you're wearing your mask. By season 4, you're like, "Fuck it, I'm going to the upside down and grab some milk and some toilet paper."
Even though there's stuff visibly floating everywhere, I'm gonna breathe it all. Yeah. One of them mentioned breathing something in. It's like, oh, it's stuck in my mouth.
Yeah.
I think it was.
What else did we? All right, so that was like some. Mike and
they started.
I guess
they noticed
Mike
they were in there
Argyle
with the lights.
Jonathan and Will's story all ended with Susie, right? Because they found out where the Nina lab is, and they're going to it. So I guess that pretty much was the end of their arc this season.
So
I guess I'm guessing in the next episode they're gonna try to free 11. I'm guessing Brendan's gonna betray 11. And he has to, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm trying to think of what else happened. The lights you were mentioning, Rob. They were able to make the light bright.
And once they found out, they used the light bright. That was kind of funny.
The light bright was really cool. I thought that was really cool twist on it.
And then basically, what else? That's I think all the major arcs. I think we covered everything. Do we miss anything? What about that general, the evil General Sullivan?
Oh yeah.
I think we need to learn more about him.
Man.
He's basically just like
they had the
military bad guy, but we don't know anything about him. Really, what his motivations are besides he just wants to find 11.
Yeah, one of those guards that they had him in that hot box.
They tortured the shit out of him.
Jeez.
Plus, who would have thought that mustache guy
left him in there overnight?
Remember the fat mustache guy who was the other guard?
Yeah, he was really cool.
They actually gave him they didn't actually make him. They actually made him competent at his job.
Yeah, like noble. I thought he was just gonna redshirt it.
I thought he was literally gonna leave them or something like that. It was like, no, he's actually fighting them off, and he's doing a pretty damn good job. You know, he got killed.
Yeah, he got him to the car.
But he actually earned his 4-star review. Man. Yeah. So it's kind of funny. Like, it really shows the kids are bulletproof because all the adults die, but the kids are perfectly fine.
I bet that pizza shop's wondering where the hell he went.
That's true. They own that van too. So back when pizza places didn't make you drive your own car,
didn't make you deliver your own pizza.
Yeah. So
they just slapped the sign on top of the roof. Huh?
So do you think we'll get more backstory on what's his name? I guess Colonel or General Sullivan.
Irish, probably not.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I hope they give him some backstory because he's basically just a generic villain.
Generic, yeah.
He's there for conflict, but they need to give him more backstory and why he's what he's doing. But he's basically just there for conflict without explaining why. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the next. It's going to be 2 episodes, each 2 hours long, right?
I think it's
Are they not releasing all of them once?
They're releasing
two.
They're releasing part
July
2 July 1st, but it's gonna be 2 episodes, but they're each gonna be 2 hours long, I think.
Oh,
one's like
there's really like 4 episodes they're releasing.
Okay, so episode 8 is 1 hour and 25 minutes, and episode 9 is 2 hours and 30 minutes long.
Okay, this is about like what, 4 hours?
Let's see, 2 plus 1 is 3, 30 plus 25. Yeah, let's go with 4 hours. Is that going to be the best 4 hours of television you watched this year?
Probably. Chapter 8 is called Papa, and then Chapter 9 is called The Piggyback. There's already like some stills released for it.
Ooh, I wonder if like episode 8 is going to just be just like an 11 episode.
There's it shows 12. Hopper with a gun.
I'm sure she's the A plot.
And then
hopefully they show what's going on at the prison at the same time too.
I think it shows it literally. I'm looking at a still
both
right
Papas.
Now, episode 8. It shows Hopper with a gun. And then season 7, 9, the Piggyback.
You think we're talking about scientist Papa? No, we're talking about mustache Papa.
Jeez, I wonder how Hopper's feet are now, though. I was surprised he could walk or run normally. Yeah, because he had that guy hit his shackles just to bust his foot up and pull it off.
So he can slide his... Yeah, gruesome. I'm like, nope, looks like I'm stuck here forever.
Ooh, yeah, would you do that if there was 100 to 1 chance? Is what the guard was saying.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, he had to break his ankle just to
the
shackle. Yeah.
He had to break both of them. He had to break 2 of them. Not just one bad foot. I'd
probably say like the Hopper Joyce rescue arc was probably the weakest. Although I did enjoy the Demogorgon gladiator fight at the very last episode.
That was kind of cool.
That was amazing. Yeah.
And the whole build up to that, because as they figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I'd say it started slow, but like once Yuri got involved, things like really picked up between Yuri and Murray.
It was good. Yeah. But yeah, I thought the whole arc was a little weak.
Murray saved that arc.
So, but hopefully they're out of rush. Well, I don't know. I guess they gotta escape the prison. Still, sort of. Maybe I don't know. They sort of left it where they could just leave the prison whenever they want now. They're reunited, so now it's okay for them to leave. Because literally all the guards are still armed and are they only killed 3 guards before they got into that room.
Yeah, and.
So they're not really home safe. They're not home free yet. So
yeah, and they still have to get to the gate.
Yeah, and they got to find another plane. Don't forget that because the plane crashed.
Yeah,
they literally got to escape a foreign country, a hostile foreign country. So they're not even close to being safe yet. But I don't know. That's all I got. So yeah, I think it was a great mid-season finale, and I'm trying to think. That's all I have. Do we miss anything? Did we cover most storylines?
Well, yeah, we kind of covered the very end at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, no one.
We covered all the storylines, like Hopper and Joyce, Jonathan, Mike, and Will, 11 plus, and then everything going on Hawkins with Steve, Robin, Dustin, Lucas, and Max. And
the whole number 1 reveal was basically the rest of it.
That's probably that was the last half of the episode almost.
So good.
What did y'all feel about?
Yeah, it was.
I liked the explanation for why, the Upside Down, why the monsters in the Upside Down hate 11 so much, and this makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, the only one that can stop them that they're aware of.
Yeah, because in seasons 1 through 3, you're like, man, just go to a different town or try something else. Why you keep going after this girl who is kicking your ass? And it's it's a personal.
And that's why.
That makes sense.
Because she is kicking his ass.
Yeah, a couple other things. One, no one's died of the main group. Do you think we're going to see a death in the next 2 episodes before the season's over?
I was wondering if Max was going to be one or not.
Well, Max is very close, but since they almost killed her, I don't think they're going to kill her for real now. I'm thinking maybe none of the main 4 or 5 kids.
Right.
Maybe
you think it's got to be a teenager, probably, right?
Maybe Eddie.
What if
possibly Nancy? Maybe. I know, she and Steve might get back together, but wouldn't that be the ultimate tragedy? They fall in love and then he loses her.
Well, they can't fall in love yet because she's still Jonathan. So I think Jonathan might die this year, so Steve and Nancy can finish off the series. Yeah, Jonathan's done nothing.
Get high. and like not get into a community college.
And like you pointed out last episode, right? When you get high in a horror movie in the 80s, you die, right? So maybe if he's out of the picture, literally, the moving picture, then that leaves room for Nancy and Steven to fall in love and do their thing in season 5 and end out the show on a happy note.
Yeah, they really haven't done much with him since season 1, honestly. I mean, he got together with Nancy season 2, but like season 3, he was kind of just there. They gave Nancy a lot more to do, I think, this season. I think they did a better job with her character, but I think Jonathan didn't really do it. Same thing with Will, except,
the cast is just too big.
Yes,
the cast is too big.
They don't kill anyone off. That's the problem. They keep
adding new people, which I enjoy. I enjoy all these new characters. I'm loving Eddie.
Eddie might die. I don't know.
The last question I wanted to ask, Eddie makes sense, right? Coming in just for one season. But we saw in the trailers, so this isn't a spoiler because I haven't seen the last 2 episodes, so I couldn't possibly spoil anything. But in the trailer, we see Eddie playing his guitar in the Upside Down.
That's right. He's on top of the trailer too. So
I missed that.
I guess that was a deleted scene. Unless they go back to the trailer.
I think they go back to the Upside Down.
Okay, and I guess Eddie.
Well, they got to go back and
distract the monsters he plays guitar to lead.
So I'm thinking he's got to save someone's life because we found out that music was how to stop Vecna's control. Like they played "Running Up the Hill."
So Eddie starts playing something.
So I'm thinking Eddie's going to be playing some music, like the Vecna's going to have control of somebody, and he's going to be playing music to try to save them.
Oh yeah, that's what
I'm thinking.
I can definitely see that happening.
Or he's gonna, I think maybe he's gonna sacrifice himself by making noise with his guitar, because I don't think metal is anyone's favorite genre besides his and the ups and.
That's a good point. We don't know if it's his favorite. If it has to be like you have to listen to your favorite song, or if it's just music in general. Who knows?
I think your favorite song, or something that has gives you a positive emotional response. Something like that, because I think because Vecna feeds on grief, negativity. So something that gives you a positive emotion, that's how you're able to escape his trance.
That makes a lot of sense. It'd be really funny if someone goes on YouTube and then edits and Eddie starts playing, but it's like Buckethead. It's like bam 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 bam. Man, I don't know.
Don't go through edits what Maxine has to listen to get escape Vecna. I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all.
It's just Weird Al.
Oh yeah.
No, Mickey Avalon. She's listening to My Dick, and it saves her.
Man, don't scroll through YouTube when you haven't watched something yet, because people will put spoilers right on the thumbnail.
Right.
Yeah, they literally spoiled. Have you all seen Better Call Saul?
No, but you go ahead. By the time I watch it, by the time I watch it,
go ahead.
They literally put a major character's death in the thumbnail, the day before, the day after it came out, and they
that's
someone getting shot in the head. They do it exploding on the thumbnail.
They do it for clicks,
I was like, oh, come on.
That's mean to do to people who don't want to see that.
Yeah, I was like, how would that character ever be killed off? He wasn't involved with the cartel at all. And then I watched it, it's God damn it.
You're like, oh, they got killed off. I mean, that happened to me with Halo. Finding out, I had to find out the Master Chief was going to lose his virginity thanks to YouTube.
Well, same thing happened with me with Sopranos. Wait, he kills his cousin, Ralph, and Christopher?
They'll have it written on the thumbnail,
Spoilers.
Even just
Master
Chief sex scene. Oh, thanks.
Master Chief has a micro dick. Spoiler. I want to find out for myself. Let's talk about Obi-Wan. Again.
Right. Final score on Stranger Things.
11 out of
10.
That's how good.
Oh man, seasons.
My joke.
So rate the seasons. I'd go as 4, 1, and then 2 and 3.
I give it.
Me too. I give it that.
I give it 10 demi-dogs out of 10.
How would you order the seasons?
I would say 1, 4.
Oh, you
2
like
and 3.
1 more than 4?
Oh,
I think I'd put 4
One's
over
the best
1 actually.
By far.
1 was really good though.
1 was so good, but
4
was
definitely
just
the best since 1. But there's some
Well, I thought season 4 was the 11 out of 10, and that 1 was the 10 out of 10.
Well, I think 1 was a lot more serious, but then 2 and 3 got a little bit more, not corny, but more comedic, and a lot of that comedy spilled through in this season. But I think storytelling wise, this was like as good as or on par with season 1 or since season 1.
How about when they were playing Back to the Future in the movie theater? That's kind of cool.
I mean, like I said, like you need more than like nostalgia than to make a good story. Hence Rogue One not being amazing. So, but I mean, I enjoyed 2 and 3. For what they were. I mean, I thought they were a bit redundant, and I thought they were just a little too corny in some places. But I enjoy them. But I think I like 4 and 1 the best out of everything I've seen. So,
Nice.
So
I like their little adventures through the mall. That was kind of cool.
yeah, I thought
I really enjoyed
like a
season
show
3.
with alternate dimensions and like demon monsters and psychics. I thought the Russians taking over a mall and building a base underneath it was a little too far-fetched for me. Despite everything else I've seen in the show, that was a bit too far-fetched.
Juxtaposing like everything's believable up until this point.
The Russians taking over a mall, that was like, no way our intelligence agency would let that happen. Okay, so let's move on to a not as
Well, of
good
course,
show.
stranger things have happened.
But there it is. See, I was looking for an Obi-Wan pun. I was like, do you guys want to Obi want to talk about another show?
I guess I have to force myself to talk about this next show. The tip like left. Just like,
Why tip me?
He just came in for that pun.
I think he was saying he's getting errors.
I think it might be his internet connection or something like that. But yeah, let's talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, the first episode.
The great tip, ladies and gentlemen, pops in for that one-liner and then just leaves.
And then leaves.
My work here is done.
So Obi-Wan. So now Forrest is all caught up
Yeah.
on the first 3 episodes while Rob and I were tiptoeing around. What did you think?
That's why we
Forrest?
did a bonus episode.
All right, so episode 1 was basically like, Obi-Wan, he's like working like a dead-end job, like making like this weird meat bread or something like that.
He's like cutting up meat from like
from that
whale?
big
He has to commute to work on his
sand
camel,
whale thing.
then ride a bus.
But how is that whale, first off? Like, how is that meat not spoiled? Like,
And
still
that-
has
that
them in
slice-
water on Tatooine.
Not
And
salt,
That
Spice.
meat did
spice.
look a little weird. Maybe it's some alien meat that doesn't
It's alien meat that doesn't
go
go bad.
Well, it's definitely alien
because
meat.
they're harvesting
Venison.
it
Never is
over
bad.
days. This
Yeah.
isn't all at once.
You know what? I was thinking about that. I was like, he could just pull out his lightsaber and cut up that fish in like an hour.
Oh, he's
Like,
yeah.
he hasn't
Wait,
even-
was
he
it
hasn't
meat or was
The
it
Jedi
bread?
are
I thought it
dead.
was bread. I thought it was just like red bread.
I thought it was bread when I first saw it too. Actually,
No, it's
'cause
definitely.
of the
I
texture.
went back and looked at it, but it's meat. It's like meat from a whale.
Yeah,
carcass.
especially the second time when he cuts it up, it was like it's like the color of meat, but it looks like bread.
Yeah, I did like the social
It
commentary
probably
about
was bread.
there not being unions in the Star Wars universe. They can't complain when their pay gets cut in half.
Gonk. Gonk.
And that and every time he would cut a slice and hide it.
And he just saves a little bit for his little.
Yeah,
camel.
it wasn't. I thought it was for himself at first, like they weren't feeding him enough, kind of thing, or something.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway,
he was giving it.
I thought it was a little strange. He has to ride a camel to get in the city, but then he has to get on a bus or whatever to get to work.
Well, hey man, that's just how upper middle class people get to work.
Yeah.
Usually multiple modes of transportation.
Multiple
You
ways
gotta
to
walk
commute.
to the bus. You got to take
Yeah,
the subway.
you have to
Can't
get to
afford
the
to live in the
pickup
city, so you
point.
got to increase your commute. Yeah.
They're not going around picking you up one at a time. You go to the pickup point.
Yeah.
Well, I thought couldn't he just ride his camel to work? Does he have,
That
ride
sounds
That's
slow.
That's probably
That
a
sounds
long
slow.
way.
Yeah. I'd much rather ride the car.
What would be the
Yeah,
exact
me
same
too.
way to get? Would be like live right next to where he works. And they took a camel to get the city. They took a bus. And take the bus.
Camel's
go back to
5 miles into city and then takes a bus 5 miles back to his house.
Yeah,
for
like, you
work.
make this harder on yourself than you need to, Obi-Wan. So basically,
I mean, that's basically the
creepily-
story of this whole.
in his spare time, he
series.
looks at a young boy through binoculars. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah. Going
He's
all the
keeping
way
an
out
eye
here
on
to
it.
stop
Don't
on
be weird.
Sorry.
There's
Oh,
enough.
yeah, I know,
there's
I
enough bad shit about this TV show that we don't need to go out of our way to nitpick.
So he's keeping his eye on Luke,
Yep.
and then he leaves him a toy or whatever, and then Uncle Owen's just like, no, he's not gonna join the Jedi.
Yeah, and like, I must train him.
It's just like, what about the Force? And it's like kind of like Uncle Dudley from Harry Potter. There's no such thing as the Force. Like locks him in the cupboard. So
yeah.
So he doesn't want Luke to be a Jedi. I don't think he wants, because in the movie he didn't want to be a pilot, right? Or he didn't want him to like go to.
He just wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
Don't join the rebellion. Don't go to Dagobah.
Don't you want sand in your ass crack forever, Luke?
Just stay in this empty, deserted planet.
Don't go to Tashi Station to get a power converter.
Yeah. So, Uncle Owen. At least Uncle Owen didn't sell out Obi-Wan to the Inquisitor.
Now, here's my thing.
You said it wasn't for you.
It's pretty cool.
Is there any stakes in this TV show? Like, she's not gonna kill Uncle Owen because you've seen Uncle Owen. He's in A New Hope. We don't know if he's gonna betray her to Obi-Wan though. But I guess they're ultimately not gonna die. Like, things are gonna get resolved. Leia's like falling off of a building. She's not gonna die. He's gonna use
all the characters.
There's no stakes.
Yeah, all the characters have plot armor.
Yeah, except for the Inquisitors.
They should give Uncle Owen a brother, like Uncle Bowen or something like that.
Oh, like they gave Obi-Wan a brother? We'll talk about that in a few.
Oh, like remember that line? Like, I can train him like he trained his father.
Ooh. So that was a really good line. But then I was thinking more about it. #shower thoughts. And I was like, Anakin's like the most feared like Force user in the galaxy. So yeah, kind of train him like his father.
That guy.
Yeah, but, that guy's kind of really good at what he does.
He went to the dark side, but look at that shit.
But look how effective he is.
He became a horrible, mass murdering tyrant. That was like
what he was super effective at it.
Oh man,
he's very good at his job, but he's very good at
how he's just walking down the village, just choking people out.
He's like Wolverine. He's the best. He's the best there is at what he does, but what he does isn't very nice.
Not even looking at him. Oh, and when I was talking about like eye contact, he wasn't looking at those villagers. He just
this isn't the boys.
Side
this isn't Victoria Newman from the boys. I don't think he needs eye contact.
Well, it was from a text between me and Major.
Rob and I. So we'll talk about this
with the fire.
With my gripes there, but I got the feeling for some reason, I don't know why, but when I was watching, like Luke or Anakin, Darth Vader, play with these people and play with these people, break their neck, choke them out. I was gonna say play with this food. It felt like Anakin, right? Like, I don't know if it was just like the way he walked or what, like the body language, but like it felt like this Darth Vader I knew.
Yeah, he's not older Darth Vader yet. He's kind of new to Darth Vader. Well, no, it's been 10 years.
He's been Darth Vader for 10 years.
Yeah,
it's
been 10 years.
Hey, how fuck? You guys just want to talk about the fight scene, or do we need to talk about like?
Let's talk about episode 2.
Let's talk about
What else happened? With Leia. Leia was a pretty good actor.
They definitely got the sassiness of Carrie Fisher. Definitely flowing through
the
her.
sass and the intelligence.
Let the sass flow through you.
Let the sass flow.
The sass will be with you always. I think the kidnap scene was awful, and they had the guy from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Did you guys like Flea? I didn't like Flea. It really took me out of it
because he was in that movie too, and he was like out of place there. I was like, is that Flea from Back? Red Hot? So it's sort of like when you see him, you think of Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it takes you out of the story.
Yeah. It was like when Ed Sheeran was on Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like that appalling, but it was like right next to it.
It's like you have a music person with not great acting ability, like in your show, just because he's a famous musician. I mean, I know like Flea's been in like movies before, but he's not really known as an actor, is he?
So has the guy who was in The Room. What's his name?
What do you mean, Tommy Wiseau? He's not a musician.
Tommy Wiseau. No, he's been in a movie. And he's not very good. I'm saying like just because you've been in other movies, that shouldn't be like that shouldn't be a qualification.
In acting, let's just put it that way.
Yeah, phenomenal bass player.
I mean, David Bowie might have been working Star Wars. I think he's a little bit better actor, and he looks like an alien too. So I think David Bowie would fit in well with Star Wars universe, but like not fully.
The Labyrinth 3.
You mean, was there Labyrinth 2?
No.
Okay.
No.
He's the
you would need two sequels to get this IP into the Star Wars universe, or at least I would. Writing wise,
the Goblin King, the Gangan King. What was Jar Jar Binks' race? The Gurgan.
Gangnam Style. Oh, Gungam.
Yeah, the Gungam.
Oh, yeah,
the Goblin King.
Hey, speaking of Jar Jar, have you guys heard about Chippendale the movie? They've got Ugly Sonic in it. Originally, it was written for Jar Jar Binks, so I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. All right. So episode 1 was basically like Leia getting kidnapped, Obi-Wan not wanting to be a Jedi, not wanting
a call to action.
Tatooine, and were y'all surprised it was Bail Organa underneath the hood? Who did y'all think it was going to be? I thought it was going to be Ahsoka for a second.
Well, I wasn't really sure. I was just surprised, like Jimmy, what's his name? Oh, I was surprised that like that actor like came back is like still doing the same character from the prequels. Like,
well, they needed him. Yeah, they needed him because he was Leia's father.
Well, yeah.
I'm glad he came back. I mean, I'm glad.
Me too.
They even got Joel.
I'm just surprised.
They even got Joel Edgerton to come back for Uncle Owen. I forgot he was. He played him in Attack of the Clones. Although he hasn't really done much recently, but I'm glad they brought him back. But he's sort of like a bigger actor, I think, than what they gave him. I hope he's gonna be in more than one episode. I doubt we're gonna like see more of him. There's like 3 episodes left.
Yeah, 3 episodes.
So, but I'm glad they brought those actors back. I like that they honored somebody. So yeah, I was a little surprised.
Was it 7 episodes?
So Bail Organa is like a senator or whatever. He's like the king of Alderaan, and he couldn't like freaking give Obi-Wan a ride, or at least like some soldiers to help him look for Leia. He's like, I gotta go ride on this crowded transport ship, go through customs on that planet or whatever, and then look for Leia by myself with no help. And like, way to be a good dad. So
yeah, I'm not gonna see.
He really didn't want to go
resources. But I wonder. Oh, there's 6 episodes. There are gonna be 6.
You could send your army, but no, you got to do it.
Or a bounty hunter. You could have hired the Mandalorian.
Could have hired 50 bounty hunters. Is this how Obi-Wan Kenobi gets his house that we've seen in New Hope?
Bail Organa pays for it.
Yeah, does he save Leia? Because I don't see Obi-Wan like accepting money, like cash money, credits, whatever. For saving
or at least
Leia.
Asking for it,
right? So I wonder if Bail's gonna like in return is gonna like give him this new home and like because
he's basically living in a cave right now.
Star Wars can't help but do stupid fan like service like that, like the dice and Solo, like the golden dice. Like they can't help but throw in stupid stuff that no one cares about, like how Han Solo got his last name.
I think he's gonna like kill that bearded guy who cut the wages of the other dude. He's like cut him in half. He's gonna take over the meat bread business.
Speaking of cut in half, what about that stormtrooper?
That's episode 3. We're not on that yet.
Oh, I thought that was episode 2.
Let's go to episode 2. So basically goes to the Blade Runner planet, and we see Captain Rex, I'm guessing, who's seen better days. Like Spiro Coppa for an old veteran. I was like,
we see a clone. I mean, they were all cloned to fight, so they're all vets.
Display here. So then we see the guy from Eternals. He's a fake Jedi, a Fagi, a fake Jai. There's gonna be a better pun there.
Yeah,
a sight.
You'll get there. It might be a forced pun, but you'll find it.
I already used that one. Yeah. So anyway, the fake Jedi. So what's his name? Kamal
Nanjiani.
He's a fake Jedi, and he's it's weird. He's like ripping off families, but not really. It's like, are you gonna like? I'm just like, make up your mind. Is he an asshole or is he not? You can't beat both sides. Like he's like
Disney.
I got to say,
can't have good guys.
Just like, is he an asshole?
Oh yeah,
just pick that.
Oh, he was saying no, you don't have to, but he's making hand signals.
Like Disney like refuses to like make any like main characters like a truly bad person. I mean, this is the company that came out with Cruella de Vil.
Her mother was killed by Dalmatians. That makes it okay for her to.
That makes it okay for her to skin 101 of them, or at least attempt to skin 101.
This is the brilliant criminal mastermind who was tricked by 101 Dalmatians covered in soot. Truly an evil genius.
So Yeah, exactly. So like Kamala's like character, it's like like he's a scammer, but he's also saving them. So he's
it was
tricking people in
He
this.
wants
and
to
he's
get
also
money
in
out
the
of
rebellion. You know, he's a good
Yeah.
guy, but he's also has a rogue side. It's like,
Let's just
anyway,
with the writing.
So he rescues Leia pretty quickly, I thought. I mean, like Flea, like
Thank goodness we only have 6 episodes. Let's get this going.
And I guess he forgot how to use the Force. I'm guessing that's what they're going for. He's rusty. Is what they're
It
going
doesn't
for.
explain it, but
He
it
was
seems
trying
like
to use it.
yeah.
I'm pretty
Seems
sure
like
that's
he's
not
rusty.
how it works. I think Yoda pretty much was still in control of the Force when Luke found him like 20 years after the fact.
And like so, Obi-Wan can't use the Force until Leia is like an inch away from the ground, and then the Force works. Like that's very convenient that the Force works now.
Yeah, thanks Force. Thanks for taking your sweet ass time to flow through my veins. So yeah, so he rescues Leia, and then
Well, it seems
Reva,
like
the
he's
Inquisitor-
trying to not use his powers at all costs, unless he really has to.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we should talk
That's
about
what I'm getting out of it.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, we should probably talk about Reva, the Inquisitor. She kills the Grand Inquisitor in the second episode. It was like, what a waste.
Which is weird because he's definitely in Star Wars Rebels, which comes in on the timeline after these current events. So either he's not really dead, or they replaced the Grand Inquisitor with an exact look-alike. So I don't think he's really dead.
Well,
And
the
we
Star
saw
Wars
Fennec
Rebels take
Shand.
place 10 years after Return of the Jedi, or what? Because
It takes place after Return of the Jedi. I don't know.
So he's probably alive between those
9
years,
BBY.
I'm guessing. Although they're kind of ignoring the anime series, but yeah, it seems kind of a waste because he was like one of the main villains from that show, right?
Yes,
Okay.
he was. And like Fennec Shand, she got shot in the stomach and then got repaired by a DJ. So I feel like there's definitely
don't
different
forget,
ways.
freaking Darth Maul got cut in half, and he was still in that show. And,
Exactly. So like, yeah. So
Boba
like,
Fett
I don't
was
think
thrown into a literal stomach and survived.
Yeah. So I don't think the Grand Inquisitor's dead. I think
In
we'll
which
see
case,
him.
Mace Windu has got to be alive because he just fell off a building and just lost a hand, and like losing a hand means nothing in the Star Wars universe.
I mean, it's kind of like it's a
means you get a
requirement
robotic
almost.
hand.
Yeah, like both
Works the
Anakin and Luke got one, and probably several other characters. So yeah, hopefully, I'm guessing Mace Windu is going to come back in one of these shows. Maybe not in this show, I'm sure we're going to see Liam Neeson at least as Qui-Gon, because he's like been saying, "Qui-Gon, where are you?" Like the past 3 episodes.
At least get a voice.
I'm pretty sure we're going to see Liam Neeson at least, but I have a strong feeling we're going to see Mace Windu in the future. I'm thinking we might see him in Ahsoka. That seems to be like the most logical thing. I don't think we're going to see Andor or Mandalorian, but
I'd be really excited.
Yeah, I mean, if like Mace Windu, if Darth Maul and Boba Fett survived, Mace Windu survived. This is like just Star Wars logic right now. Okay, so especially Palpatine survived too. He died twice.
Yeah. It's more like if Samuel L. Jackson wants to come back. That'd be what I'm excited
I'm sure
about.
he does. I mean, he's like doing Capital One commercials. He doesn't care anymore. He'll do whatever. They'll pay him. They pay him, he'll show up.
Let's get
He's
some
already
motherfucking
bald.
credit cards and these motherfucking wallets.
I'm getting sick and tired of these motherfucking credit card rates. I can't think right now.
It's all right. You're thinking about Obi-Wan. So we see the smuggling, or no? That's still episode 3, isn't it? Never mind. I'll just let you guys go on.
So episode 2, she kills the Grand Inquisitor. And I'm guessing she wants Kenobi not because she has a history with him, just because Vader wants her, and she wants to get in good with Vader.
So there's a couple of really good theories floating around online. Yeah, because there's her motivations are pretty ambiguous right now. Why does she want Obi-Wan so bad? And there was a lot of uproar after episode 2 because no one's really supposed to know that Anakin is Darth Vader. So it's weird. It stands out that she knows that Anakin is Darth Vader.
And literally no one in the rebellion knows, because they would have told Luke, "Oh yeah, Darth Vader is totally Anakin Skywalker." So
yeah, it's a pretty well kept secret. So there's a couple theories. One, she was one of the little Padawans that's what I was. Yeah, I just at Order 66 in the beginning. So she either, my favorite theory going on right now is that she wants to get Obi-Wan to bring to Vader to get like a meeting with Vader, because Vader hates the Inquisitors. He's like a babysitter for them. It's like a chore that Palpatine gives him. to take care to look over the Inquisitors. Yeah, they're not best friends. They're work associates. They're not BFFs. They're not going.
They're
out
all
for blue milk afterwards.
He's like posers, right?
Yeah, he hates them. And I mean they hate each other too. But they all because it's the, what do you call it? It's the Sith rule of two, right? So any of these guys could try to replace Vader and be Palpatine's apprentice. So they're like competition. They're not like best friends or whatever. So I like the idea that Reva's gonna get Obi-Wan, bring Obi-Wan to Vader, and then attempt, because we know that Vader doesn't die, right? Attempt to kill Vader for Order 66 and killing all of her Jedi friends. Like it's been a secret, like a long con the whole time.
Oh, okay, that'd be cool.
I like that theory.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. It'd be very Kylo Ren-ish.
Yeah, killing Snoke.
Oh yeah,
it's usually never a good idea to take a play out of Rian Johnson's playbook. So, yeah, I mean that sounds good. I mean, that's like my theory was like she just wants to go to Vader, but that's a better theory. She wants revenge on Vader because she never did. She speak to Vader face to face in Episode 3? Can't remember.
Yes.
Okay, so she didn't even try to kill him right then and there.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go on. I guess we're on Episode 3. So, what do you think of the big Obi-Wan and Darth Vader reunion?
Well, what about the Quinlan Vos reveal and the smuggling, the underground rail, the Jedi underground?
Who's Quinlan Vos again? I remember.
So Quinlan Vos was a background character in the Phantom Menace. Uh-huh. He was just like some guy having a drink at a bar. He was a background character. And then Star Wars fans being a Star Wars fan created this whole background story for this character who is now a legendary Jedi Master. Obi-Wan mentions Master Vos in the prequel wars, and then you see one episode of him in the Clone Wars. He's got like this really distinct yellow line going across his face horizontally, like over his eyes.
Okay.
He's supposed to be like a really badass but arrogant, kind of a douchey Jedi. I think this would be really cool if, and I totally think Disney might do this, and I think Disney might need to do this, is if Obi-Wan runs into Quinlan Vos, who has, wait for it, Grogu with him.
Ooh.
I think Disney is too scared to get away from this major IP, and I think Grogu might be the connective tissue, the sinew,
that's so true,
of the Star Wars universe for the next 20-50 years, or at least
Grogu
chronologically the next 800.
Yeah. Did you get attached to Baby Yoda over Grogu?
Yeah, I like Baby Yoda.
I saw some memes about that.
I think people will get used to it eventually. I mean, they can't change it.
Yeah, I'm used to it now. And what?
Yeah.
Like canonically, the character could not be called Baby Yoda. Like, what if we fucking around calling kids? Oh, you're like Baby Luke, and you're like a Baby Han. Like that'd be. Oh, it's little Baby
Jabba,
Vader.
Baba.
Yeah, like that,
just because no one had a name for him, so it was just Baby Yoda.
Yeah. The problem was not giving it a name earlier. So like people just fell in love with this Baby Yoda name, and then they came out with the ugliest name ever. But at least they were cool about it. Like Ahsoka was like, "Oh, that's a dumb name." Like they got super meta in The Mandalorian season 2 when they revealed it or whatever.
Oh,
but it wouldn't surprise me one bit if we do run into Grogu being smuggled through this underground railroad.
I will be cautiously optimistic about that.
I need to finish watching Bad Batch before season 2 comes out this fall. So,
but do you?
Oh, okay. I mean, I've got like 1 episode or 2 episodes left. I can probably
just quit. Like
I can probably soldier
through. Yeah, you can probably get through those last 20 minutes.
And you got to remember these characters are probably gonna show up in what do you call it? One of the live action ones anyway.
Yeah, the future, definitely. It's all connected, baby. It's all connected. All right, so that's just, I just want to get that little fan theory out there. Do you want to talk about this clunky dialogue or this clunky fight choreography?
Yeah, I mean, I think the show, it was not episode 3 level fight that we saw. No backflips. It was kind of just like Obi-Wan running away and then getting saved.
I kind of like.
He was more on the defense the whole time.
Yeah, this is like the pre-fight. This is not.
It's a good transition. So not only is it like this isn't the last time that Obi-Wan and Darth Vader are gonna fight on this limited run series, right? There's gonna be at least another fight. So you had to get a little warm up fight going. But I also like this show, and Disney, Star Wars itself has a job right now to take Jedi lightsaber fighting from the prequels and transition it to A New Hope, right? Because you've got Yoda and everyone in the prequels doing flips and spins, and then in The New Hope you've got Ben flicking around it like he's like a broomstick or whatever, right? So I kind of like how this like transition, like the lightsaber fights are getting like slowly shittier and shittier as we get closer and closer to A New Hope.
I guess they slowly forget how it's done.
You just get
can't do backflips and stuff anymore.
Oh, my back.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. My back.
But Obi-Wan, he's just so feeble. He's like, first of all, like he's just outmatched. Like if he hasn't touched the Force in 10 years, and he hasn't touched his lightsaber in 10 years, and Darth Vader is gonna
be a little rusty.
The most powerful, like most evil, minus the Emperor, person in the galaxy. Like this fight should last 2 seconds. Now it doesn't, because he wants to drag it out. He wants to torture Obi-Wan. He wants to rake him over the coals, right?
Yeah, he was like, "You are not." Yeah,
he's like,
set all that on fire.
He's like, what? He's like, what? Obi-Wan's like, what have you become? He's like, I am what you've made me. And I'm like, there's that clunky ass, terrible dialogue that everyone loves in Star Wars. Like, how hard is it to write good dialogue in Star Wars? It can't be that hard.
Yeah. Well, hopefully next episodes will be better because I haven't really been too. I mean, this show's like adequate, but I'm not like blown away. I was actually my expectations.
I was really looking forward to Obi-Wan. Yeah, it was. You were the chosen one, Obi-Wan. This series, you were supposed to. You were supposed to save Disney Plus, not destroy it.
I would say
luckily we had Stranger Things.
Book of Boba Fett. Would y'all agree? Yeah.
Because Mandalorian season 2, the second half of the Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then the first half of Book of Boba Fett. That's my lineup right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's basically all I have. Unless y'all watched the Sandman trailer I sent y'all.
No, I didn't even see it. My bad. But no, I do want to talk about Darth Vader letting Ben Obi-Wan just run away at the end.
That's true. He kind of like forgot how to use the Force.
Yeah, like honestly, he was like literally just like, because this is what Rob and I were talking about. Rob was talking about the eye line, like the line of sight. But like he was literally like just looking at Obi-Wan and Force choking him and pulling him up in the air and then dragging him through the fire. And then a little shot goes off, and now all of a sudden like the fire's too high, or like the Force doesn't work anymore. Like you just watch as like Obi-Wan runs away. Like I'm sorry.
Is there a distance to it or something?
Did you forget how to Force jump, or like did your Force like pull?
Oh yeah,
stop happening.
He can't do big front flips ever since he was traumatized, cut in half last time he tried.
There were other ways to write this scene that like it could have been better. Like you could have had
trying to make him look all cool behind
like
fire,
push the fire or whatever, and then it just gives like Anakin PTSD for just a split second, and during that split second Obi-Wan escapes, right? Like it's not hard to write better stuff than the shit that Disney's putting out. I mean, no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. And so for that, I feel like I'm like one of the biggest right now. I just wanted more. Well, I don't think it's too much to ask for.
It's like they throw around like any criticism as just like being toxic, or in the case with like people hating on the actress who's playing the Inquisitor, like just racist or sexist, and it's like
and that's awful.
Yeah, it's definitely there are some racists out there. Who deserve to be
apparently she's got some
ignored and blocked from Twitter. But I think like the critiques for the show is that it's just like mediocre, like from storytelling wise. Yeah. It's like it's kind of the point where like if you criticize, and even like on Star Wars Twitter, it's like if you criticize the show, then you're just like a toxic person. It's like, well, I think maybe
it's tough because like you are like Star Wars fans are toxic because there's only 1% of the Star Wars fan base that loves everything Star Wars, and then besides that, you're gonna have varying opinions on something, especially something people care about so much about. But like, maybe it's just bad, and it's okay to call something bad if it is bad.
I think it's safe. Like Star Wars, it's not gonna be as good as it once was. I think.
Yeah, I had real hope with The Mandalorian. But
it has a little different feel to it since Disney's better.
Well, that third season can't come soon enough. So, but I think I will at least finish Bad Batch. I think I do at least like Bad Batch more than Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan so far. So, I think I'll give that another shot. I guess I gotta like finish Clone Wars at some point, and then maybe Rebels.
I'd highly recommend Clone Wars, and I really kind of enjoyed Rebels after like the first couple episodes. And like the first couple episodes, they're not bad; they're just different.
Yeah, I guess there are like 2 full seasons of Clone Wars to get the good stuff, but I don't know. I'll get to it eventually. I got to finish Gargoyles. I'm watching Gargoyles right now on Disney Plus, and that show's fantastic. Like,
is it? I was thinking about rewatching it.
I can't believe I missed out on that. Like, growing
up.
Did
you miss it the first time around?
The very first time I've seen it. I mean, I think they had like toys at Burger King, so I knew about the show, and I think like I might have caught it like at a friend's house every so often, but like I had no idea like the scope and the depth of the storytelling, and it's probably the best. Without like being hyperbolic, it's probably the best original IP Disney ever produced. Because I think Disney's pretty much like has just bought other properties,
just acquired everything.
But like something that's like it's made on its own, like under its own banner, it's probably one of the best things they've done. Since Bambi. I know people like the Beauty and the Beast and Lion King, but this is like way better or Aladdin, but this is like way better than that. Because it's something I would have enjoyed as a kid, and something I can enjoy even more as an adult because some of the complex themes you're going over. But yeah, I mean, I guess the Pixar stuff would probably be on par, like maybe like the first 2 Toy Stories, and I don't know. But I think it's like probably probably the best original IP they produced, the company. So
that's awesome.
It's really weird.
I loved it growing up.
Yeah, how come there's no Gargoyles roller coaster at Disney World?
It's too good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's too good. We can't anything good in this theme park. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend Gargoyles. I think you'll enjoy that much more after seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi and Bad Batch.
However, and if you guys have watched Gargoyles or want to watch Gargoyles, tweet at us at Zealots Podcast. Let Forrest know if you agree with his recommendation.
And it's funny because Jordan Peele, I think, actually approached Disney and wanted to do a live-action Gargoyles adaptation.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Do you think Jordan Peele's the right guy for it? He's more like social commentary, pseudo-comedy horror. But
yeah,
I guess Gargoyles is sort of like a horror show. I mean, you have like monsters and stuff. And
you can definitely put horror aspects into it.
Yeah, but it was like basically the reason Disney greenlit it was because they wanted like a dark show like Batman the Animated Series, which was like on a few years before. So
yeah,
they want like their own sort of dark show, gritty show. Yeah, so another thing to be thankful for Batman the Animated Series. So, but yeah, that's really all I have. I guess next or later this week we'll probably talk about Ms. Marvel's premiering on Wednesday. I think Obi-Wan is also on Wednesday. Is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
And The Boys on Friday.
And for Warner and The Boys. So next episode should be pretty great. Mostly The Boys. Looking at you, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Ms. Marvel's actually getting pretty good reviews right now. So
Ms. Marvel looks pretty good. So that does look pretty great.
It's really going for like that Spider-Man Homecoming energy, just sort of like that quirky,
quirky kid,
teenager, high school sort of story. So I mean, I think it does have the potential to be good. I think people are just up in arms because they changed their power set because they don't want her to be like Mr. Fantastic.
Well, that and like stretchy arms has never looked good on movies or in movies.
You didn't think Mr. Fantastic went out with dignity in Multiverse of Madness?
No, I did not.
Just turned to string cheese.
String cheese. That looked fine, but like I don't know, could you do 2 hours of that? And like I don't know, just weird.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, why couldn't I be Captain America?" He auditioned for Captain America and lost it to Chris Evans.
Yep.
And you look back now and it's like, he would have been a fantastic Captain America.
And that's him. Yeah, and that's him who did Soldier Boy.
No, that's Jensen Ackles.
Or I know. I heard the actor for Soldier Boy applied for Captain America.
Oh yeah, that's probably true. I know the guy who played Bullseye in Daredevil, the last third season.
So now it's like it's his chance to be the dark Captain America.
The newest, the most recent Bullseye.
There's a film. There's a fan theory. There's a theory going around that the next Phase 5 of the MCU is going to be like a multiversal war between Earth 864,
they're building up the Secret Wars
and 616. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. They are going to come invade our Earth because Wanda Maximoff went and killed their super team, the Illuminati. I'm amped up. If they go that route, it should be pretty dope.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a lot of content next week or this week, so it should be good. But yeah, that's our show. Major want to plug our social media?
Absolutely. If you are enjoying any of the shows you're watching, please tweet at us at Zealot Podcast on Twitter. Let us know what you're watching. If you're enjoying as much as we are with The Boys or Stranger Things, or to a lesser extent Obi-Wan. Special shout out to a random YouTube comment I saw calling Obi-Wan's possible brother Obi-Two. I love that. I want to get that canonized, so I'm just trying to spread it wherever I can. If you enjoyed this episode, you can go in-app and leave us a 5-star review. We'd really appreciate it. It helps share it so other people can discover this podcast as well. Thanks so much for listening, guys.
Yep. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.